Hey, let's talk
Yeah.
playoffs, Carl. NBA has begun. They had the miniseries, the whole thing. Uh, what's your feeling going into this? It's an odd setup with the Lakers, sitting in the seventh spot, and everyone trying to maneuver around, and the Clippers ducking them, and all the rest of that. What do you think about all this?
Well, I was very skeptical about this play-in tournament or first four, whatever you want to call it. But the fact that the matchups, I mean, the Celtics were in it. So you get eyeballs on that game just because of the Celtics. And then you've got Steph Curry against LeBron and AD on the out west. So you get eyeballs on that. So the NBA got what they wanted. They've got matchups that are going to draw eyeballs. And let's face it, that's all this is about, is more opportunity to sell television. The game's not all that compelling, but at the same time, it's more basketball. It leads into maybe getting people primed for the playoffs. Look, the NBA playoffs are good, but, and I know you're going to go to this Stanley Cup, they're not great like the Stanley Cup playoffs are.
So you got the Celtics winning their miniseries, and going up against Brooklyn, which I think is the most interesting story out there. How do you see the Nets?
If they're healthy, formidable. And they haven't been healthy. And I should add something to that. If they're healthy and engaged, and Kyrie Irving, who knows where his head's going to be this time of year. But those three guys, Harden, Durant, and Kyrie, are three of the 10 best players in the league. If they're right, that's a tough matchup for the Celtics. You look at what Tatum's done. I saw a stat last night. He got 50. It was the third time in his career he had 50 for the Celtics. The all-time leader in 50-point games for the Celtics was Larry Bird with 4. So that's a pretty amazing stat for a young kid like Jason Tatum.
All right, Pat, hockey time now. Stanley Cups, everybody, it's a great show. I go back, I think it was 2 years, and Tampa Bay broke the regular season record for points in a season and gets swept in the first round by Columbus, I think it was. Is that a good thing?
I mean, it's a good thing for the sport. I mean, I think it is. Look, it works because it was Tampa Bay, right? And although Tampa Bay is a very popular team now, traditionally the teams from Florida don't do well. If that was an original six team in a major market, it would have been a disaster sweeping out the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Montreal Canadiens or the New York Rangers, something like that. But, I mean, when it comes to deep hockey fans, as long as it's not your team, yeah, you love that stuff and you anticipate that kind of stuff because when it comes to unpredictability, nothing is better than the Stanley Cup playoffs, which is crazy because it's not a one and done. Like, this isn't March Madness where a fluke thing can happen. Like, this happens over 7 games. Yet you see stuff like that all the time. I mean, the Toronto Maple Leafs are the perfect example of it. The last couple of years, they've been a dominant regular season team, high-end talent, some of the best players in the league, and they cannot get themselves out of the first round. This year, now they see Montreal for the first time in the playoffs in 47 years. And me being a Leafs hater, I'm going to watch every second of that playoff series, hoping to God I get to see, videos of Toronto fans saying, "Oh, what happened again? I don't know what happened."
Yeah, but why is it like this? I mean, if you look back, the Islanders, the Oilers had a run. The Canadiens used to dominate. We used to have some reliability when it came to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's totally gone.
I mean, there has been a little bit of reliability in the last 20 years, right? Like, I mean, the Pens won 3 cups in a couple of years. The Capitals have been really good, just finally get over the hump. The Tampa Bay Lightning, again, they've been a good team. They got a cup out of it. I don't know. I think it has to do with, if you're comparing it to other playoffs, right? Like in the NBA, you've got 7 folks you're going to lean on rotation-wise, heavy minutes, right? But 5 are going to play mostly. The NFL, you know exactly who's going to be out there all the time. When it comes to the NHL, you can win regular season games with your superstars. You can play them the minutes you need you to do it. But that depth, no more important because you need legitimate 3 lines of hockey players, 3 lines of defensemen, or else you're going to see what happened with the Lightning a couple years ago.
You got a winner for us? Stanley Cup?
I mean, it's tough. Look, I think the Capitals, I really think the winner of the Capitals-Bruins series is going to win the Stanley Cup. Just the way that the two are playing each other right now. And look, they're both veteran teams with legitimate talent and superstars that could carry them over the top.
Carl, NBA, you got a winner for me?
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot here because nobody's talking about it. The Phoenix Suns, they are really good. Really, really good. What Chris Paul has settled down, Devin Booker's become one of the great scorers in the league. DeAndre Ayton's a force in the middle, and they've got young athletes who can shoot it around them. I really think they're going to be a tough out as this goes through.